Good morning, everybody. It is a bright and sunny June 12th morning on a Monday morning, and I've got the morning voice going as I just woke up. I'm going to record a video pretty quickly before I head out on the road and go make things happen today. I was digging through to try to find a good inspirational piece to be able to talk about on Coffee Talk this morning. And one of the things that I came up with or that I found was an old. It was a class that I went to called Servant Leadership, and servant leadership was it was a few years back or whatever, but it was a really good class that we attended, and it was based on the fact that giving back to others, investing in the people that you are leading, and being a servant type of leader that basically tries to inspire and bring out the best in others to be able to get the most from them as they're working. So, one of the things that we talked about a lot was you have to be right with yourself before you can lead others. And we talked a lot about, we did some workshops where we sat down and we dug in on making sure that we were in a good place for ourselves before we were able to translate that to other people, to inspire and lead and those kind of things. So in the gist of it, it was about a 3 or 4 day course I think I went to, and it was overnight, and a lot of really soul searching and some really good stuff. So it was really good class. So the post that I put on Connect this morning for the Coffee Talk was about, it was a small little exercise post, and it was on there. It said, take inventory or take a look at the things that make you happy, write those down, and then take a look at the things that you're doing. Right? So things that make you happy, things that you're doing, and then compare the two when you look at both of them, because, well, I'll get into that in a second, but then compare the two, and then the very last section of it is, and then adjust accordingly. So things that make you happy, things that you're currently doing, comparing the two, and then adjust accordingly. So think about that, right? A lot of times we're going through our drive of every day. We're going through things every day that we're out there going to work, going to daycare. We're in the grind, right? The grind every single day. And we're going through and we're trying to be able to get things done. And we're trying to be able to be there for our families, be there for ourselves and anything else. And what happens is a lot of times we just get in that whole motion of doing things without really understanding what makes us happy and what we're going to do to accommodate that or be able to lean in that space. And the reason that I share that is because 9 times out of 10, if we find stuff that we do that makes us happy, it doesn't seem so tedious of a job or work, right? So one of the things that I touched on this morning on the Coffee Talk was, if you could find something that you wouldn't think of as a diet, but you actually started to be happy with the things that you're trying to do. So tracking your food, or prepping your food, or planning your food, or stepping into knowing what that's going to do for you for health wise. And until you can really start to incorporate that into a lifestyle of happiness, or a lifestyle of in a happier place, versus doing something as a diet and trying to deprive yourself of the things that you love or the things that you love to do, which is one of the reasons why we hear a lot of people say, this is a lifestyle, it's not a diet, right? Or I live my life accordingly. I live my life, and when I live my life, if I can't live my life and I deprive myself of the things that I want to be able to do or get to, then I find that I more likely fail in that situation. Okay, so it's pretty deep stuff, I know, but there's some worth behind it. Try to find out what your calibration point is, right? Try to find out what makes you happy, list out those things, right? And then what you're currently doing. And if you're finding that what makes you happy over here isn't even close to being what is over here around what you're doing every day, you really need to start to take a look at where you're at with that, right? If you're finding that this is tedious, your health journey is tedious and it's monotonous and it's boring and it's whatever, then what you need to do is you need to start to calibrate over some of the things that you do that make you happy. So let's say, for instance, if you're tedious and you love to go camping, or you love to spend time with family, or you love to barbecue, all those things that you love to do. So then you need to start to take a look at what you're currently doing, which is the tedious stuff, the blah, the boring stuff, the grind, and start to incorporate the two and meld them, right? Meld them together. It's hard to do, but once you start to get in that space that when you're happy and you're doing things that make you happy, you will be more likely to succeed in whatever it is that you're doing. Think about that. It's a simple concept of, if you can get to a place where you're happy of where you want to be, or what you want to do, and you can just start to sprinkle in some of that over to what you're currently doing, then whatever it is that you're trying to do will help you succeed. One of the things I talked about in the Connect this morning was, people always talk about how this time it clicked for me. Or if they're at goal or they're at lifetime, this time it mattered. I don't know why, or I don't know really what it was. And I can tell you one of the reasons why it probably was, is because they found the tools that made it happy for them, right? They used Connect. They leaned in on things like NFLN. They leaned in on things that was able to get them to where they needed to be. And maybe the points plus, from the smart points to the different changes in the Weight Watchers program. I know that's specifically what I'm talking about here today. But any program that you're in, once you get to a point that it feels like it's not a job anymore and now it's a part of a lifestyle, that's when you notice the big change. So the way you have to do that is to start to incorporate some of those small little things that make you happy over into some of the things that you find tedious, monotonous, and boring and mundane. Okay? I hope that helps you out today, gives you some reflection points, because you really should think about those things. Think about those things, put those little checklists, write them down, right? Because once you can write them down, then you can really start to put some solid work into how you're going to be able to fix that or be able to move that, okay? So have a great Monday today. Enjoy the day. I know today it's going to be sunny up here, around 85 degrees or 84 degrees. So it's going to be a great day today, weather-wise, up here in Maine. I don't know how it is where you're at, but hopefully it's a really, really good day today for you to be able to get out and just do some things that make you happy. Okay? Have a great day.